In this episode of the 60-Minute Website Challenge, we are going to build this amazing, gorgeous website that is ideal for any restaurant. It has menu features built into it so you can display your menu on your website. It's super easy to manage. It's going to be very easy for you to put together, and we're going to do it in 60 minutes. Well, it might take a little bit more than 60 minutes, but you get the point. It's going to be fast and painless, and so there is no reason why you can't have this beautiful website to showcase your restaurant and your food in the best way possible. So let's take a look at this website right now. So when you first visit the website, you see this gorgeous large header image. Now this image could be anything that you want. In this example, I'm showing you a menu item. However, you could show the entrance of your restaurant, maybe a picture of the inside decor or anything like that. Or maybe if you have a graphic designer, you can have a promotion that you might be having for that period of time or something like that. But for this website, I've used this gorgeous menu item. And then when you scroll down, you have this section here where you can put some information about your restaurant, maybe the type of food that you serve, or just something that is about you, about the restaurant. And then when you scroll down, I've got these three gorgeous panels that you'll see when you move the mouse over it, you get this beautiful hovering effect, and it could take them directly to a section of your menu. So in this example, and this is only the way that I've done it, you can do it however makes sense for your restaurant. When you hover over, I've done breakfast, then lunch, and then dinner, just the three main sections of a menu. And then I put a little bit of information underneath it, which is about the times that that meal is served. You could have it be appetizers, main, dessert, or something like that, whatever you want. So I'm going to show you how to change these images, and I'm going to show you how to put whatever text that makes sense for your restaurant in that section. And then when you scroll down a little bit, we have this elegant section to have a testimonials or maybe some reviews of your restaurant. And you see I only have 2 in there, and they're represented by these little dots. And it just elegantly transitions between testimonial to testimonial. When you scroll down here, I've got a contact section where you can have some quick contact information, a brief menu list here where you can have different pages on your site that have maybe more information of more things that you guys offer. And then here's a little section where someone can put their email address in and sign up for maybe a email newsletter that you have. Maybe it's some discount club or something like that you have a lot of restaurants doing. It's really smart to have an email list for your restaurant. Then we scroll down, we've got the footer section here, and here's a little bit of information again about the restaurant right here, and then we have the hours and information, and then you can see really elegantly in the background there I have an image with a dark tint overlay, so it just adds a little bit more pizzazz to your website. And then we have the footer. And here's the navigation. You can click right here on menu, and then it's going to show you the menu items. Now, here's a little info that you can put about your menu. And then right here is the breakfast. Now, I have it looking different on purpose. This is what a menu item would look like without an image if you didn't want to have an image of the actual dish. And I don't have a $sign in front of the 8. And this is what it would look like if you were using an image underneath to go with the menu item if you wanted to show. Personally, I kind of prefer the look without the image, but I'm going to show you how to do both. Okay, and then here's what it looks like with the price with the $sign. And I only have 2 items here for breakfast, and then when you scroll down, I've got the 2 items here for lunch, and then I only have the 1 item listed for dinner. But you can have as many menu items on this page as you want, and it is so easy to add them, to put the information you want, and to change the order of them. And I'm going to cover all of that in this video. Here's a blog section right here where it says news. You don't have to have that. I'm going to show you how to change everything here on the menu. But here's how a blog post would look. We've got this gorgeous area for a large image. And then here's the little excerpt of the blog post, and someone can click on the title of the blog post there and get all access to it. We have this sidebar area here, and this is actually a reservation widget that works with OpenTable. So if you take reservations and you're on OpenTable, this will make it really easy for your website visitors, when they visit your site, to go ahead and place reservations. And right here we have another section that shows the hours and the information, and also a map if you want it. And then we've got some social sharing items right there. And we have this reservations page I've created. Now, we could use this for one of two ways, and I've pre-created it for you. So if you wanted to use the OpenTable integration, I left that here on the side, or I built a custom form for your restaurant that someone can fill out. It's very nice. It's got this date picker here, so when someone clicks on this box, it elegantly shows the option to choose a date. And then they can submit that, and that will go straight over to your email inbox for processing. Let me go back to the home page. You can have as many pages of content as you want on this site. This is what a typical page would look like. I'm going to scroll down here where it says services, and I created a catering page. So let's click on that. It's going to show another area where you can have this image be whatever you want, and then you've got the information here that you would have on the page. Now, this website is going to look amazing on every single device. It's going to look great on a desktop computer, any kind of a tablet computer, a mobile device, and I wanted to show you what that would look like right now. So here's what it's going to look like on a desktop computer that has a wide screen. You can see it just looks perfect. And then I can choose what it would look like on an iPad Pro. So this is what it would look like on an iPad Pro. We still have the menu separated out like that. Oh, on a side note, if you didn't even want a big image there when your visitor first comes to the site, you don't have to. I'm going to show you what it looks like with both. Here's what it will look like on an iPhone 6. So what happens is when you have the smaller device, it's going to take the menu and kind of collapse it into a drop down right here where someone can tap on it and then access the menu. And you can see how when you scroll down, it still maintains the elegant look to it for all the sections to be formatted perfectly. Here's an iPad mini. At this width, you can see the menu moves from the top right to just underneath the logo area. And you can scroll down and see how that looks. So if you've got 60 minutes, you can have this website. I'm going to show you how to do it from step to step, and I'm not going to miss or skip anything that you might need to build this website in 60 minutes for your restaurant. Now, before we get started, I wanted to explain to you why I created the 60-minute website challenge. And the first reason, and the most meaningful reason, is because I want to improve lives through having a professional web presence. So whether it be a personal website, maybe a resume or a career website to boost your personal brand, or whether it's a website for your business or a website for your nonprofit or for your church or whatever your community organization, whatever it is, my main and primary goal is to improve lives and to improve your life through giving you the information and the way and the method and the path in order to have a professional web presence that normally would cost thousands and thousands of dollars and be outside of the reach of most people. But I wanted to give this to you and be that catalyst for you through this process. And so that's the most meaningful reason. And the second thing is I wanted to make it incredibly easy. I've seen other tutorials out there and they are just not easy. I wanted to make it easy. I wanted to hold your hand through the process, make it fast and easy so that anyone could understand, no matter who you are, how non-technical you are, how computer illiterate. I don't like saying that phrase, but a lot of people say that of themselves. However non-technical someone is, I want to make it super easy for you. The third reason is I want to eliminate any excuses. I know for me, I make excuses sometimes in life for certain things why I don't get it done. And the reality is you just need to jump in and do it sometimes. Like with this video, I'm jumping in and doing it for you. And it may not be perfect, but it will never be it'll never get done if I always wait for it to be perfect. So I wanted to eliminate excuses for you as to why you don't have a website for your personal brand, for your business, for your nonprofit, for your church. I wanted to eliminate any excuses you might have and make it super easy and super fast, which brings me to the next reason why I wanted to give people a chance to get massively better results when it comes to building a website for themselves. I've seen websites that people have tried to build for themselves through other tutorials, and the tutorial end result looks like it's going to be good. But once it's actually, the person goes through the steps and they try to do it themselves, it looks like a disaster. And I've seen that all too many times, and that's for several reasons, but I want to make sure that you get massively better results so that at the end of the day, when you look at your website that you've created, you could be incredibly proud of it and the work that you did. Okay, so now let's take a look at my disclaimer. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and read this verbatim and explain what it means. It says, due to the nature of video, I cannot change anything in the video after it's published. Please visit my website for anything I may have left out. Now, I'm trying to be as thorough as possible, but there is a chance that there might be a little step along the way that you could use a little more elaboration on. I could be a little more elaborate with, or maybe there's a specific change that you would want to the site. You don't know how to do it, and you're looking to me for an answer, and I want to be that person that gets the answers to you. But due to the nature of video, I can't change the video. I can't like go in and re-edit the video or do anything like that. Therefore, I have a dedicated page on my website that you can visit, and I will have all that information there. So as you're asking for some clarification on something, or you're asking for something maybe related to the site, like changing a font size or something like that, and you're asking me, I want to get those answers to you, and you're going to find them on the dedicated page on my website for this video, and you'll see a link for that down below in the notes if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're already on my website, you'll see how I have it set up down there just for you, because I want you to be successful, and I want to do whatever it takes to help you to be successful. So this process really involves only 4 easy steps, not 20 steps, not 30 steps, 4 simple and easy steps. Now, the first step that we're going to go through is we're going to order a domain name and website hosting. Now, you might already have a domain name, you might already have website hosting, but this video, that's the first thing that I'm going to cover. Domain name is your website address, and a hosting is where your website's going to live. And I'm going to explain that, how that all works together in the next slide. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to install something called WordPress, and I'll explain a little bit more about what WordPress is. Right now, you just need to know it powers over 26% of the websites on the internet. It's what everybody uses. Some of the biggest, most successful, most highly visited and highly regarded websites, they're all powered by WordPress. And then the third is we're going to restore this done for you template. Now, the way I'm able to help you build a website in 60 minutes is because I've already done hours upon hours upon hours of work that you're going to be able to just restore as if I did that work already for you, so you can bypass all the tedious steps and all the difficult decisions and all the tweaking and working things out. I've made it easy, so I've spent hours and hours of my time so that I can save you hours and hours of your time. And the fourth step, is once the website's live, all you're going to have to do is change around some text and change around some images, and your site will be done and complete. So let's first talk about how it works. I want to give you just a couple minutes of talking about how websites work so that you can have a better understanding. And I've got this analogy that I've come up with. So a website domain name is your website address. Think of it in relationship to building a house, okay? So this whole analogy is going to be about building a house. And in that analogy, your domain name, your website address is like the address of your house. It's what you would give to someone so that they can find you. Now, the next step in this analogy is your web hosting account. And this would be like the foundation where you're going to build your house. Okay, so you've got your address. Now you need to lay a foundation. Your web hosting account is going to be that foundation that everything gets built upon. The third part is WordPress, and what this is the actual house you build on that foundation, the structure. That's what WordPress is. And then the fourth part of this analogy is my done for you template, and that is going to be the design and style of the house, the decor of the house. It's going to be what people see. It's what people ooh and ah over. Okay, so that's kind of my little analogy of how this whole website thing works. You've got your domain name, which is your address. You've got a web hosting account that is the foundation that everything gets built on. You've got WordPress, and that's the actual structure of the house. And then you have my template, which is the design and the style that you apply on that house. Okay, and that's actually accomplished through something called themes and plugins, but we'll get into that a little later in this video. So next, let's talk about the most crucial of these four items, and that is to have a good foundation. It is so crucial that you choose the right web host. It's about having a good foundation. So for instance, when you're building a house, you need to have a good foundation or that house is going to crumble. Anything can be thrown at that house and it's just not going to stand. And that's why a good foundation is absolutely critical. So here's a few things that will help you identify a good web host so that you can have a good foundation. Number one, speed. It's very important to note speed matters, and that's a differentiator from one web hosting provider to another, is how fast your website's going to load. Now, when you go to a website and it might take 10 seconds to just pull up, are you going to stick around? You're not. Now, a lot of the low-cost providers out there, they are slow. And so someone's going to go to your site, it's going to be slow, and they're never even going to see your site because they're going to go ahead and click off. So speed is very crucial. Speed matters. The second item here is security matters. Now, some web hosts, they don't even monitor anything. But then there's others that are proactively monitoring security of your site so that you don't have to. Now, it's a sad thing, but websites do get hacked into. It's just part of life, and you don't want that to be you. Okay, so the third item here is support matters. You want to go with a web host that is going to provide timely support. They're going to be available to you when you need them or you have a problem. Support is probably one of the most important items of having this good foundation with a good web hosting account. Now, I recommend to you to go with InMotion hosting. It's going to be the same cost to you as a lot of some of the other web hosting providers you may have heard of, but it is dramatically better than all of those. When you factor in those three things that I just talked about, which is speed, security, and support, they are top-notch in all of those. Now, to make this even a better deal for you with InMotion, first of all, it's only going to cost a few dollars per month they're all going to cost a few dollars per month, and they are too. It's not going to cost you any more or any less than some of the other web hosts out there that you may be considering. But I've contacted them and said, hey, can you give my viewers of the 60-minute website challenge a discount? And they've agreed to give you a 38% discount. Now, this might go up depending on how things go in the future, but right now they're giving a 38% discount that you can get right now. Now, there's going to be a link below in the notes here on YouTube that you would click through to go ahead and sign up to get that discount. Okay. Now, to make it even better for you, when you click on my link down below to sign up for the hosting, I'm going to give you free access to a course that I sell on my website. It's called the WordPress Masters course, and it's a comprehensive course that I currently sell for $197. So you can go there and buy it for $197 if you want, but it's a much better deal to just go and sign up for a new hosting account with InMotion to get access to this course completely free to you. And it's essentially a video course that's going to cover every aspect of WordPress and having a web hosting account that you would need to have incredible success with your website. And I cover every base that you're going to want to know about search engine optimization, growing an email list. I cover all the administration aspects of having a WordPress website, security things to consider, speeding it up. I've got videos pretty much on anything that you would want to know. I have it there, but the best part about this course is it's constantly growing. So as I get suggestions from people that are in the course of what content they would like to see added, I go ahead and I add that content, and there's no additional charge to anyone that's purchased it. But this is an offer for you to get all of that at no cost to you, because you need a web hosting account anyway. Now you might say, but Adam, I already have a web hosting account, so do I really need to get another one? And I'll tell you, they make it, InMotion hosting makes it so easy for you to transfer your web from one web hosting account to them. All you have to do is go and sign up, contact their support, and they'll just transfer you out of where you are, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a better option for you, because especially if you're moving from one of these low-powered, crummy web hosts to step up. So they'll assist you in transferring from the old web host to them, and they do all that included in their packages. So anyways, but to take advantage of this discount, to take advantage of this course that I'm going to essentially be giving you for free, and your web hosting is going to cost way less than $197. It's almost a no-brainer. In order to get access to all that, you have to click on the link in the show notes below, or one of the links on my website, and I'll show you that here in a moment, how to do that. But it's crucial that you do it through there. Now, the way you're going to redeem this offer of the free course is after you order the hosting, just send me a copy of your receipt, and then I'll contact them to make sure you ordered it through my link, and then I'll send you a voucher code to get access to this course. And I'm so happy to do that for you, because I want you to just have all the tools that you need to be successful in this process of building a website for yourself. All right, so let's get started and order that web hosting service that will be the home of our website. Now, if you're watching this video on YouTube, there'll be a link below that you could click on that will take you over to InMotion Hosting. If you are watching this on my blog, there'll be an obvious button below, and but you can always go to my website at WPCrafter.com and then click on the recommended menu item right here, and that's the page that I'm at. Now, you're going to want to get to the hosting provider through one of the links on my website. That way they know it came from my website, and they're going to give you the discount that I've negotiated with them for you in order to just get up and get started with the least amount of money. So when you click on this link, it's going to take you right here, and you'll see my logo right there, which lets you know that you're at the right place, and it also confirms the current discount that I've arranged for you. So here are the 3 plans. You can click on any of these Order Now buttons. It's going to take you right over to the same page where you can choose the plan that you want. So on this page here, I'll explain what the differences are between these plans. There's 3 plans, and you can order them in any intervals of time. So for the lowest price plan, it's called the launch plan, and you can order a 12-month or a 24-month package. Now, the longer of a package that you purchase, the bigger discount you're going to end up getting. So now the difference between these 3 packages are how many websites that you can have on the account. So with the launch package, you can actually have 2 separate websites with 2 separate website names. That's going to probably cover most people. Now, if you need more websites that you want on the one account, you can go with the Power Plan, which is going to give you 6 separate websites and 6 separate domain names. But if you are going to have more than that, you can get the Pro Plan, which will give you essentially unlimited websites that you can host on the hosting package. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the Pro 12-month. But if you're just starting out, go ahead and get the launch, and you can even get the 12-month. It's only going to average out to $5.59 per month. And on top of that, all these plans are going to include a domain name for you. So if you haven't registered your website name, it's going to be included. Now, typically that's an extra $15 to $20 charge elsewhere, but it's going to be included as well. So this is a really, really good deal. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the 12-month package of the Pro Plan, and then I'm going to click here on Continue. So it's going to take me to a page where I could say I want to order a new domain name, a new website name, or if I already have a website name, I can use that for this account. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of how to link a website name that you have registered like at GoDaddy or Namecheap or something like that with InMotion. However, I will say the support at InMotion is fantastic. So you could just put the website name in there, go ahead and click on Continue, and you can contact their support and they'll help you get everything linked together. But that's not what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and choose a brand new domain name. So right here you can enter in whatever domain name that you think you want, and it'll tell you if it's available or not. Now, I know which domain name I want. It's called showthedemo.com. And then I'm going to click on Continue. I already know it's available because I already checked. So just give it a moment. It's checking to see if that domain name is available or if someone else has it registered to them. Now, right now it's saying the domain is available. If it wasn't, it would tell me, and then I would have to go and choose another domain name until I found one that was available that is what I would want. So anyways, it's just confirming my domain name, the plan that I want, and what it's going to cost me. We'll go ahead and click on Continue. And it's going to take me to the last step where I'm going to make a few choices. So the first choice is whether you want the website server on the East Coast or the West Coast of the United States. So the East Coast is really good if you're going to have traffic from UK or different European countries. I'm going to go ahead and choose East Coast. You could just choose not sure. Nowadays, the internet is connected so fast that it is always good to have the server closer to where your traffic's going to be, but it's not as important as it was before in the past. So then right here, you've got to go ahead and fill out your billing information. I'm going to pause the video in a moment and do this, but I want to scroll down and show you these last few options. So this one right here is domain privacy. You can pay $10 a year. I'm not going to have that. And what domain privacy is whenever you register a website address, a domain name, someone could go into the domain name registry and see who owns what domain. It requires that you have current information in there. Now, if you want to have privacy so that no one knows that you own a particular domain name, you need to get domain privacy. If you like that privacy, you don't want someone to go in there and be able to see that you own that website address. So you can go either way with it. I'm not going to get it, but if you want to pay $10 and get that, that's totally fine. Now, right here it says this content management system auto installer. Now, when you set up your account, the InMotion can automatically install some of these applications for you, like WordPress or Joomla or Bold Grid. Okay, now I'm gonna suggest you just choose no, because I want to walk you through in the next step how to install it, because I want to install it a certain way. So go ahead and just choose no on this, and we're gonna go ahead and install everything manually. Okay, now right here, for payment information, just obviously drop your credit card information in there, click the I agree button, and then click on the purchase account button right there. Now I'm going to pause the video and enter my information in here and order my account right now. All right, I just completed filling out the order form. I'm on this order confirmation page, and it's just letting me know that someone's going to give me a call to have kind of an onboard welcome process with InMotion. So in about 30 minutes or less, I'll receive a telephone call from the number that I put in when I ordered the hosting account. And so I'm going to go ahead and pause this video again until after that call takes place. All right, so I just got my call from InMotion. I really like that they take that extra step for security and onboarding process to personally give me a call and welcome me to their hosting company. Now, I'm not sure if they do that for every account or it's a random process, but that's what happened for me right now. So I am going to jump over to my inbox and show you the emails that I've received from InMotion. Okay, here I am. Now I've got these 3 emails here. Now, the reason I got 3 instead of 2, if you ordered a new domain name, you're going to get 3 emails, because one of those emails you actually have to click on a link to verify your email address, and that's for the new domain name registration that you ordered. Okay, now if you didn't order a new domain name with your InMotion account, you're probably not going to get that email. You're just going to get a receipt and the welcome email to go ahead and set up your account. So I've got 3 emails, so I'm going to go through each one. The first one here is from Melbourne IT. That's who they're getting their domain names through. So all I need to do is click on this link right here, and let's see what happens. Okay. Yes, it's just giving me some information that the domain name is now registered, and they wanted to verify my email address. So I'm going to go back to my emails. I don't need that anymore, so I'm going to go back. And they just sent me an email to verify that I just verified my email address. Okay, this next email is my billing email, just letting me know what I paid. And then here's the one that we need to get to from InMotion Hosting that says welcome to InMotion. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down, and what you want to do is click on this big red button here that says to get started, set your password. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and it's just opened a new tab in my browser, and I am going to get the opportunity to set up a password right now. So I will just skip ahead. All right, I just set my password, and now it accepted my password, and I can go ahead and click on this login link, which I'm going to do. All right, and as you can see, my account is all set up. I'm logged in to the admin panel where all the magic can happen next. All right, to install WordPress, you first need to log in to the account management panel with InMotion. You can see I'm logged in there right now. And scroll down to right here where it says cPanel. So go ahead and click on cPanel. Now what it's going to do, it's going to open up in another tab, and we're going to be in the control panel that you can basically control everything related to your web hosting account in this one panel. So we've already gone ahead and it's opened up. Now this is actually a standard application called cPanel. Most web hosts have cPanel. They might have changed the way it looks. So for InMotion, you can see it's got the logo in the top left, but just about every web host uses cPanel except some of the really high-end customized solutions. Other than that, they're all pretty much using cPanel. So if you didn't opt to go forward with InMotion, you could still follow along. Now, once we're logged into InMotion, scroll down, and we're going to see this option down here that says top applications. And this is a tool called Softaculous. I have a problem with pronouncing that wrong. It's Softaculous, like miraculous, but it's Softaculous. And it makes installing these content management systems super, super easy. So all you have to do is scroll down and click right here where it says WordPress. Okay, and it's going to take us right here, and go ahead and click on this big blue install button. All right, now here's some choices that we need to make for installing WordPress. Okay, so the first one is the protocol, and what that is if you've got your website domain name, and that's if you want it to be www. Then the domain name, or just the straight up domain name. Now, for reasons I'm not going to get into deep details on, you're going to want to change this to right here where it says www. Okay, so go ahead and choose that. Okay, there's a lot of technical reasons why you want to do this that I'm not going to want to get into right now, but just go ahead and choose that. Okay, now if your web hosting account has more than one domain name on it, you can see a list of all those domain names right here. Now, I only ordered the one domain, and I haven't connected any other domain names. So when I go to this drop-down list, I only have the one domain name, show the demo. So I'm going to choose that. Now, this is in directory, just leave that blank. Database name, you don't have to change this. You can leave it as it is. It's a little on the technical side, or you can give it a database name. It's very technical. I would just go ahead and skip it. And the site settings, we're just going to leave that default. We'll actually edit that once we're inside of WordPress. Okay, right here where it says admin account, we need to assign a username and a password. And now with WordPress, you're going to want a strong password, and you want to use a username that's not obvious, like admin or user or WordPress or something like that. So choose a username that is going to be a little more on the unique side. Now I'm going to fill that out in a moment. I just want to go through the remainder of the settings, okay? So right here you would put your email address because there are administrative emails that WordPress has to send from time to time, and you're going to want to put your email address in here that you know you'll get those emails at. Okay, you can choose your language for the WordPress admin menu. WordPress is amazing in supporting all different languages. All right, and so what I want you to do is click on this little plus right here where it says Advanced Options, and it's going to reveal a set of options that you have available to you. Okay, so the first one is Disable Update Notifications. I think it's good to leave that unchecked because you want those update notifications. And then the next three kind of go together. Auto Upgrade WordPress plugins, Auto Upgrade WordPress themes. Now, I'm going to recommend checking these three boxes, okay? I'm going to check it, and I'm going to explain why. WordPress itself gets updated every few months. They add security improvements, they add features, they just make it all around better, and they do a really good job of making sure when they release an update, it doesn't break anything, okay? That's number one. And plugins and themes, those are updated regularly as well, adding features and making your site more secure and faster and things of that nature. So what happens is sometimes people will set up their website and then they'll never log into it again, and then it gets outdated and outdated and outdated. And who knows, maybe in 12 months a security vulnerability might be discovered that WordPress patches, but because you didn't install the updates, your site is now vulnerable to have something malicious happen to it. And I don't want that to happen to you. And that's one of the best reasons of going with InMotion, because they have Softaculous, and we can enable it to automatically maintain your site for you. There's services that charge $50 a month just to make sure everything's updated. So right here, it's very easy to just have Softaculous do it for you. So go ahead and fill this out. I'm going to fill it out, and then I am going to rejoin you on this video. Okay, I just filled it out, and I realized I made one little mistake that I wanted to update you. If you filled it out and hit submit, this probably would have happened to you. There's a little box we need to check right here that says overwrite files. And what this is when you first set up your hosting account, they put a file in the directory that says the domain name hasn't been set up yet. And that needs to be wiped out before we can go ahead and put WordPress in. So you just got to check that little box. Sorry, I left that little detail out. Now scroll down and go ahead and click submit. Okay, I did click the install button, and you can see it's installing right now. It just takes maybe 20 seconds or less, and then you're presented with these two links right here. Here's the link to your website, and then here's the link to log into your WordPress site. So I'm going to go ahead and click on both. So this is what your WordPress website will most likely look like. It's just your default theme. And here is the login page, and I'm going to go ahead and log in right now. And I'm fully logged in. Now WordPress is completely installed, and you can see how fast and easy that was. Hey, I wanted to quickly just show you how to delete a WordPress install if you want to kind of wipe it out and start back from the beginning. And it's super easy. So log back into your cPanel and then scroll down. And we want to get back into where it says WordPress here. So just go ahead and click on that, and it takes us here. Now, in the prior step, we clicked on the install button to install it, but we're not going to do that. If you scroll all the way down, it has a section here that says current installations. And it's really simple to edit some of the settings that we placed for this installation. But what we can do is go right here and click on the big X, click on remove. And it already says remove all the files, the database, the user, all that kind of stuff. Just leave all that checked. Click on remove installation. Now it's going to give you this warning. Heed the warning. It basically says everything you're doing now is irreversible. So I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. And voila, in 1 minute, you've wiped out that installation, and now you can go back in and install WordPress all over again if you're in a learning process and you just want to start over. Wow, congratulations. You've already made it halfway through this process, and I told you it was going to be easy, right? And it only is going to get easier from here. Now we're going to get to the exciting part of taking that website, the done for you template. We're going to get it downloaded on your computer and then restored on your web hosting account. And then we're going to get into the fun parts of customizing it to make it exactly how you want it. So on YouTube, there's a section below the video where you can put, where I, the video creator, can put notes. And the first link in that is going to take you over to my website. And it's a page on my website that I set up specifically for this 60-minute website challenge. Now I'm going to need you to click on that link, go to my website to download the Done For You template resources file. You need to download that to your local machine, and that's the next step. So why don't you go ahead and click on that link right now? Okay, so so I'm on my site right now. You should see something different than similar to this, but obviously it's going to be this video. It's going to be right here in this large video frame. Now you can actually watch this entire challenge right here on my website if you like. You see how the video is a bit larger, so it might be easier to see certain things. But when you scroll down just underneath it, there's this form here that says download done for you template resources. So what I need you to do right now is to go here and put your name and email address and then click download, and you're going to be sent an email to the email address you give me, and in that email it's going to have some information for you, and it's going to have the link to download all the resources file. It's really simple, so I'm going to do it right now. Just put my name, put one of my emails, and then I'm going to click on this download button. So you see this little spinning action, and what that's going to do is it's going to take your email, it's going to make sure it's a valid email, and then it's going to send it off to you, and then it's going to reload the page. So here, let me pause this. So it's reloaded the page. Now don't, there isn't a message here that says success, it's on its way, but if you check your inbox right now, there will be an email from me to you. So let's go ahead and jump in my inbox right now and take a look at that email. Okay, I'm in my inbox right now, and I'm using Gmail. Now, if you've got lots and lots of emails, all you have to do is search your inbox for 60-minute website challenge, and it will pull my email that I just sent to you right here. And here it is. Here's your download for the 60-minute website challenge template resources. Now, all you have to do is go ahead and click into that email, and there's going to be a link right there that you can click on, and it's going to download this file to your computer. It's not a huge file, so it shouldn't take that long to download to your system. Now, if you're on a Mac computer, which I'm on, your web browser may automatically unzip this file. This is a zipped file, and it has several folders and files in it. Now, if you're on a Mac, it might unzip it for you. If you're on a PC, it'll probably just download the file, and then you're going to need to unzip the file. Now, I'm sorry, if you don't know how to unzip a file, all you have to do is go on YouTube and search how to unzip a file. But most people know how to unzip a file, and hopefully you do. So let me pull up the folder contents right now. So here is the folder contents that you're going to see after you unzip it. You're going to see, I might add some stuff in here, so this is what's in it right now. It might look a little different when you download it, but it's going to look very similar. So you're going to have two folders. One's called Restore File. The other one's going to be Image Resources. Like I said, I might add some to it. And then there's an instruction file. But if you go inside that Restore File folder, you double click on it, there's this long file name in this file right here. This is going to be our restore file that we're going to need in this next step in order to get the site on your web hosting account looking exactly like the one I showed you in the beginning of this video. So let's go ahead and start that process right now. So click back over into your WordPress installation, and what you want to do first is go to where it says plugins, and then there's an option here to add new. Please click on that. All right, and then right here on the right, it says search plugins. We're going to search for a plugin called All-in-One Migration. So all you have to do is type in All-in-One Migration. All right, and it's showing up right here. Go ahead and install that for me. Just click on the install button, and it installs pretty quick, and then click on Activate Plugin. So now we have this new option right here that says All-in-One WP Migration. So go ahead here and click on the Import option. And then we have this section here where we can drag and drop a file onto. So what I want you to do is that long file name right here, we want to drag and drop it into this area right here. So I'm going to show you how I would do it. I'm going to drag and drop it right there and let go. And if you've done this right, you need to drop it in the area where there's these dotted lines. You should see what you see right now. The screen should kind of gray a little bit, and then you'll see this box, and what it's doing is it's now uploading this file to your website. It's essentially importing it. Now, depending on the speed of your internet, it might take less than a minute, maybe 30 seconds. So for me, it looks like it's probably going to take about 30 seconds or so. We'll just wait for the process to end. Now, once this is done uploading, we're going to go ahead and restore this file. Okay, and then we'll have a few cleanup steps after that. So I'm at 50% right now, and we're getting there. Now, it's important to note that this process is intended for a brand new website. So if you try to add this to an already existing WordPress site, in this process, what it does is it's going to wipe everything out and restore the whole site as I've designed it for you. So all those hours and hours I put into designing it, you're getting all that right now for free, but anything that you've already done on the site is going to get wiped out. So that's why I showed you in the beginning me doing a fresh installation of WordPress, and we're going to restore this, and it's going to wipe everything out. So there's going to be some warnings in this process. So right here is that first warning. It says the import process will overwrite your database, media, plugins, and themes. Please ensure that you have a backup of your data before proceeding to the next step. So just go ahead and click on continue. And what this is going to do, it's literally wiping everything out and putting that exact template in for you. And this is going to save you a lot of time. Okay, that's the only way I'm able to make this a 60-minute website challenge versus a 10-hour website challenge, because who has 10 hours? I really wanted you to be able to do this during a typical lunch break at work or something like that. Once that import process is done, we get this message here. It says your data's been imported successfully. You need to perform 2 more steps. Don't worry about it. We're just going to click the close button here in a minute, and I'm going to walk you through those steps. Now, I wanted to share that if you didn't get new hosting with InMotion Hosting and you're using some real low-powered, crummy web host, you might have some issues in this restoration process, and that's usually caused if your web host is a crummy web host. Okay, so you might want to consider, if you run into an error, getting InMotion through the link to the 38% discount and the free course I'm giving you. The course I'm giving you for free. It's not a free course. So that if you get some weird errors, it's usually because maybe you didn't unzip the file that you downloaded from my website. If you didn't unzip that and you just dragged and dropped it in, you're going to get an error message here as well. So just keep those 2 things in mind. So now what I'm going to do is click on this close button. And when you click on any of these links, it's going to log you out of the site, okay? And that's because when we restored it, it's using the username and password that I created for my site. So it's going to log us out. We need to log back in, and we're going to do some cleanup and change some things. So watch this. If you click on dashboard, it's going to take you here, and you have to log back in. Now that username and password that you set up just a little bit earlier, that's now gone because everything from that has been wiped out. So now you need to log in with the username and password I'm going to give you, but I'm going to show you how to change that to what you would want it to be. Okay, so the username is 60-minute website challenge without spaces. Okay, now the password is all lowercase DFY at WPCrafter. So that's DFY stands for done for you, the @ sign, and then WPCrafter. Just like that. And then I'm going to click on login, and I have all these password managers, so let me just say no and not now. So now I'm logged back in. Now I'm going to show you that Now your site looks identical to the one I showed you in the beginning of this video. So if I go here on the site title and it says visit site, I'm going to open this up in a new tab and go to it. You're going to see it looks identical to your site. All right, here it is. Sorry, it looks identical to the site that I showed you in the beginning. So now everything's on your website hosting account. But we need to do some tidying up. I got to show you how to change some email addresses in the system. I got to show you how to change the username so it's what you want it to be. So the first thing I need you to do is change an email address in 2 locations, okay? So if I go here to settings and then general, right here's a section where you put the email address that WordPress is going to use to notify you of things, like if someone leaves a comment or if there's an update available, things like that. It's going to go to this email address here. That was under settings general. I need you to change that, please. And then while you're at it, if you want, you can change the time zone to your time zone. That's always kind of nice as well. And then scroll down and then click on Save Changes. So that's the first place I want you to change your email address. The second place I need you to change your email address is in the actual user account. So you would go to where it says Users, click on your profile right here. All right, now that's pulling up. We're going to scroll down just a little bit and we're going to see it right here under Contact Information. And it says email. I want you to go ahead and change that email to your email address. And then I want you to scroll down again, and then I want you to click on this update profile. So now all the notifications, everything, they're going to go to you and not to me. I tell you, this is important. I've had people skip this step and they have a contact form on their website, and all their contact form submissions, they come to me. This is like leads for them and money and all that, and I've notified them and they still don't change it. I don't know why, so let's just make sure we don't skip any of these crucial steps. Okay, so now let me look at my list. We want to change the username. So if I click on users right here and then all users, this is the username. Okay, I want to change that because you might not want to log in as 60-minute website challenge for the rest of your life. You might want it to be your name. Now remember, I mentioned earlier, you don't want a username that's admin or something like that. You want like a good username. Maybe it's your first and last name bunched together or something like that. You want to use a good username. So right now I'm going to show you how to change that username. You would just go here to plugins and click on installed plugins. So now that you're here, you can scroll down, and I added a plugin, but I didn't activate it. It's called Username Changer. Now, when you activate this, this is going to be an easy way to change that username. The only other way of changing the username is it's a little technical, it's to go into the database and do it. This is just a lot easier. So go ahead and click on Activate. Okay, the plugin's now activated. And let's see, we can go to now where it says users, there's a new option that says username changer. So go ahead and click on that. And right here we need to choose in this drop down the username we want to change. And it's right here, 60-minute website challenge. Now when it's showing you the username, it shows this bracket and then the email address and then another bracket. That's just, if you had a lot of usernames in this installation, that's so you can kind of another way of identifying them. I don't want you to click on this to change it and then type your new username like this and then go bracket and type an email. That is going to cause problems. I had someone do that once. Don't do that. All you're doing is putting a new username. So this right here is just for reference. You're just putting a new username. That's all. So go ahead and enter your new username and then click on Save Changes. Now there's a chance that this might log you out and then you'll have to log right back in. Actually here, why not do this? I'll do it with you. Say I made my username WPCrafter and then I click on Save Changes. Let's see what happens. Okay, and it's showing that the username was changed to WPCrafter right here. Yes, click here to log back in. So when you make this change, it boots you out and you have to log back in. So I'm going to click that. So now it's WPCrafter, and then it's DFY at WPCrafter. And then here's my password managers again. Okay, so now if I go back to users and click on all users, now it's not going to say 60-minute website challenge anymore. It's going to say WP Crafter. Now what I want you to do is actually change the password for this user account, so you don't have to type DFY at WP Crafter anymore. You can use your password. Now please use a strong password. Use maybe a character in it or something like that to make it even stronger. So you just would go into all users, your profile, and then it's at the very bottom. So let's scroll down there. It's right here where it says account management and it says new password and then generate password. Now when you click on that, it's going to generate a password for you, but you don't have to use that password. WordPress does that so it can try to nudge people towards having strong security. And it has this security meter here as well, this password strength meter. But you can use whatever you want as a password. So don't use this. Don't do password. Anyways, but if you did that, you would have to then check this box that says confirm use of weak password, and then you would scroll down and click on update profile. I think if I check that, yeah, then you can click that. Never use password as your password. You want to use something strong that is not easily guessable. And it's usually best to take a phrase and then take the spaces out. So if there's a phrase you like, say I like 60-minute website challenge, and you can make that your password without spaces, because it would be impossible for a hacker to hack into a user account with a password that's so long like that, and it will be easy for you to remember. So anyways, go ahead and set a new password. All right, so now what I need you to do is update something called permalinks. Don't worry, you don't have to ever worry about this setting other than right now. So you're going to hover over to where it says settings, and then it says permalinks. Click on that. Okay, and it's going to take you there, and it's already going to have this radio box on post name. You're just going to scroll down and click Save Changes. If you have my WordPress Masters course, there's a whole video on what the permalinks are. All you need to know is with the one we selected, our website links are going to look like this versus something crazy like question P equals and a number and all that. That's all you essentially really need to know about permalinks, and you only do this once. All right, so let me look at my list. Okay, let's go into plugins, and we're going to clean some things out. So the all-in-one migration, you don't need this anymore. You can go ahead and deactivate that plugin. You can also delete it. I need you to deactivate Jetpack right here where it says Jetpack. Go ahead and click on deactivate. And then right here, you can, we don't need a username changer. We used it already. You don't need it anymore, so you can deactivate that as well. Now these deleted plugins that we're not using, you can delete them. So I'm going to click a checkbox on username changer. Do not delete Jetpack. We don't need it. This comes by default when you install WordPress. We don't need the migration anymore, and we don't need AskMet. So now that I have those multiple ones checked, I can go to right here where it says bulk actions and then click on delete and then apply. And then it just wants me to confirm, so I'm going to click on yes. Okay, and now my plugins, my installed plugins are thinned down and cleaned out. So now I want you to go ahead and now activate Jetpack again. And I'm going to explain what Jetpack is, so don't worry about that. So when you activate Jetpack, you should have this green bar here. Now, Jetpack is a plugin for your website that adds some features to your website. And specifically for this one, it's going to add the contact form integration, and it's going to add the ability to have those testimonials on the home page. That's another thing that it's going to add for you. And there's a few other goodies that I'm going to show you. Now, oh, and one of the other things that's kind of big, it kind of gives you site stats. So you can see how much traffic's on your website, if they're getting there from Google, what are they typing in. You're going to see some really neat bits of information. And Jetpack adds a lot of different features, most of which we're not going to use, but we do need it for these few. Now, Jetpack needs to connect into a WordPress.com account. Don't worry, it's all free. But I need you right now to click on this green button and go and set up a WordPress.com account. Okay, so all you have to do is click on this button, and it doesn't open up in a new tab. It's just going to, in the same tab that you're in, it's going to take you over there. So we're just going to click on Connect to WordPress.com. And it's going to jump us over there already. Now, assuming you don't already have a WordPress.com account, that's totally fine. Go ahead and click right here where it says, please log into WordPress.com account. But then there's this question, it says need an account. So if you already have an account, you can see the area here to fill in an account credentials. Or you can click on need an account. So just click on that. It opens up in a new tab in your web browser, and there's just a little bit of information it wants. It wants an email address from you. Put a good email address in, because you're going to need to, they're going to send you an email where you click on it and it verifies your email account. Then choose a username, and then choose a password, and then click on create account. Now, I'm not going to create an account right now. Just follow these steps. You'll get an email. Click on the link in the email to verify your new account with WordPress.com. There's no cost for it. So do that and then log in. Okay, so now we're going to go back in the browser and we're going to click on that big green button again. And then this time you're going to have an option to link your WordPress installation to your newly created WordPress.com account. So I'm just going to go back right here, and I'm going to go back right here in my web browser, and then go ahead and click on Connect to WordPress again. And this time I'm just going to log in, click on Approve, and just give it a moment, and it's going to link the WordPress site to the account, and then it's going to kick you back into WordPress, and then it's going to bring you to this screen. So this is where we can enable or disable the certain modules that Jetpack has to offer. Now, Jetpack on its own is full of features, but we don't need all of them for this site. We only need a few. So what I'm going to do is when you get here, just scroll down and it says see other 28 Jetpack features. These are their main features, but I just find it easier to click right here where it says see the other 28 Jetpack features. It might have a higher number for you because they're adding features every now and then. So go ahead and click on that button, and this is where we're going to enable or disable some of these features. So you can see as I hover over, it says activate, or if it's already in blue when I hover over, it says deactivate. So the main ones we want to make sure are active is the contact form, the custom content types right here. And let's see, there was also a security one I want for you. Monitor, this is really cool. If your website ever goes down, this will actually make it so you'll get an email notification. And then when it comes back up, you'll get another email notification, so you can kind of keep track of your web hosts and how good they're doing. Right here, this is what I wanted. Protect. I wanted that for you. That's going to add some security functions. And then, I think that was the main ones that I wanted. Let me just give it a quick scan back up. Yep, that's what I wanted. So just make sure, I'm sure when you activate it, it's already going to have what I wanted it to have active by default. And so you should see this testimonials option here, and that's what we wanted to make sure that we had. So, all right, let's get to customizing this site. So go to here and let's view the front end of the site. I'm going to open this in a new tab so I can tab back and forth. All right, so now we're on the front end of the website. And as you can see, so much of the work is already done for you. That's the beauty of this challenge, is that instead of you spending 40, 80 hours to build this, you just are going to spend an hour, hour and a half. So most of it is already done. All you need to do now is change images, change text to be what you want it to be. It couldn't be easier than that. And one of the best things about this website design is that you can really control the look and feel of the site based on images. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to show you how to change the different sections of this site. I'm going to show you on the front end, and then I'm going to show you on the back end how to change it so that you know where to change anything that you would want to change on this site. And you're going to see how easy it is to manage the menu, to change the images, and even change the size of images, to add testimonials. It's drop dead simple. And you can always come back to this video. So first, I'm going to show you how to change this large image here on the home page. And first of all, you actually don't even need to use this image. I'll show you what it looks like without it in a sec. And this section right here where we have a title and we have some text, okay? This is on what's called a page. So I'm going to pull up that page right now. I'm just jumped into the back end of the site. I'm going to go to where it says pages. And we're going to see a list of our pages right here. Okay, so it's this one here that says welcome to Canopy. And you can see it's the same bit of text right there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And let's go ahead and start making some changes. So welcome to, instead of this, let's just put my restaurant. Actually, I want it all in caps. Okay, and here's that little bit of text that's underneath it, and you can easily change that. Now, on each of these pages, if you scroll down just a little bit, you're going to see a section right here on the right that says featured image. And as you can see, it's the same image that is on the front end right there. So first of all, I'm going to click where it says remove featured image. And I'm going to save my changes by clicking this update button. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh the site on the front end so you can see what it looks like without a large featured image there. So I'm going to click on refresh, and you're going to see the featured image is gone, and that little bit of text that I changed just went into effect. Now, I personally think it looks better with a large image there, so I'm going to go and add it right back. So I'm going to scroll down again, and right here where it says set featured image, I'm going to click on that. And here are the images that I have in the library. If you wanted to upload a different image, you would click here where it says upload files and drag and drop a different image in. And that's pretty much it. So let's actually change it to this. Actually, I don't like this image for the home page. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. You should please remove this image. I actually took this image from Mimi's Cafe. It's a big restaurant chain here in California. And this was their header image. So I'm going to click on that just to show you what it could look like. Okay, I'm going to set the featured image. Give it a sec. It shows it. I'm going to click update. Now, this image is a custom designed image. There's elements of text in it, and it's promoting like a Sunday brunch or something like that. Now, it's not made for this site design, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to go to the front end, click on refresh. here's the image. It's just on the left here some mimosas, and then you have some text here. So if you wanted, what I was showing is how you can really control the look and feel of this site based upon this big header image. So if this was something that you wanted to do, obviously when your graphic designer would want to push these up, so when this intro section here is overlaying the image, it's not blocking anything that's important. But I just wanted to show you how you can really control the look and feel of the site based upon this image. Now I'm actually going to remove that, and please delete it. This is how you delete an image. On any of these images here, you can click on it and then click on delete permanently. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that permanently, and I'm going to set it back to the one that I had, and then I'm going to click on update. Okay, so that's how you change the image here. That's how you change this bit of text here and this bit of text here. Let me just do a quick refresh to get back on there. All right, so now I'm going to scroll down. Now is these grids right here for the menus. Now what it is these images need to be a certain size. So I'm going to show you how to edit the size of your image so it fits perfectly in this grid here of the 3 images side by side. I'm going to show you how to change the little text here as well. So first let's get into the image. So I'm back in the back end of WordPress. You can click right here where it says Media, and that's where the home is on your website for all of your images. And so let's take a look at this image right here. So when I click on it, it's showing me it in the original way that it was, but right here you can see it says dimensions. 345 by 482. Now we need to remember that. I'm going to copy it in my clipboard and put it in my notes, because that is the size that the image needs to be to perfectly fit this space. Okay, so let's change this image. I'm going to just close this little light box, and I'm going to go to a website right here. It's called Pexels, P-E-X-E-L-S, and it's a place that has free stock photography, and you don't have to give attribution links or anything. It's all free, and I've already done a search for the word food, so let's find something different in its place. You can see some familiar photos. Anyways, how about this image right here? Why not? So I'm going to click on the image, and then there's a button here that says free download, and there's a drop down. I'm going to go ahead and choose this size right here. It actually doesn't really matter, but I'm going to choose this smaller size right here and click on download, and now it's on my computer. So I'm going to go back into the media library. I'm going to click on add new, and I'm going to drag and drop that image right now. So here's the image. I'm going to drag and drop it, and you can see it's uploading. And when that picture starts to show, you know it's done. Okay, perfect. So now what I want to do is click on the image. One of the nice things about WordPress is it has some basic image editing functions. So I'm going to go ahead and click on edit image, but you can see the dimensions are 1280 by 853, but we need to have it be 345 by 482. And it's super easy to do. So I'm going to go ahead and click on edit image, and it's going to take us to this image editor right here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change the height right here to that height that we needed, which is 482. And then I'm going to click on this button that says scale. So what this is going to do is it's going to get the height to exactly how we need it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to crop off the ends, the sides, and then choose exactly what we want the width part of this image to be. So what you want to do is on the image here, start, it doesn't actually matter how big you make it. You could just go like that, because we're going to go right here where it says selection on the right, and we're going to put in those exact dimensions that we needed, which was 345 by 482. Okay, 482. So it has the selection now. You can see this is the selection, this area that's on the grays on the left and the right, that's not going to be part of it. And then you can actually click and move this selection to exactly what you want. So if that's what I wanted, I don't know why you'd want that, I could do that. Or I'm going to go right here in the middle. I think I like that perfectly. And then I'm going to go ahead and click this button here. This is the crop button, so it's going to chop off those ends. And I just click right there, and we're not going to have those ends in a moment. So there you go. It's perfectly set. And then I'm going to click Save. So what you would want to do is do this. Here, let me click this X. You would want to do this for the 3 images that you want right here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you how to change the image. It's in something that WordPress has called the Customizer. Now there's a lot of things you could do in Customizer, and I'm going to be going back and forth into the Customizer throughout this video. But the way you get there is you go to Appearance and then Customize. It says Customize, but it's just known as the Customizer. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to pull up this little option panel here on the left, and then it's going to pull up the website here on the right. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit so I could see those images. Now, where we're going to find where to change this is going to be under Theme Options, and then where it says Front Page. Click on that. And you can see right here it shows the menu selection. So this is the first section. Second selection, and I'll scroll down, and this is the third section. And this is the menu, right, this little drop down, this is the menu that it's linked to. So I haven't shown you the menu yet, but this is how you would change what it links to. So right here, I'm going to click on Change Image because we want to show that different image. And this was it right here. And then I'm going to click on Choose Image, and you're going to see it dynamically change. It does that sometimes. Don't actually worry about that. I'm going to go ahead and click on Save and Publish. And then if we go to the front end and click Refresh, we should see our new image in there perfectly formatted. See, there it is, perfectly formatted, the exact size that we chose. And you saw how easy that was. So that's how you would change this section right here. I believe if I just clicked on refresh, it would get back in sync. Let's see. Okay, it's not coming back in sync, but that's okay. We don't do it too much in the customizer. So I'm going to get out of the customizer. And now I've shown you how to change these images. Now I'm going to show you how to change these. I'm going to actually give you a full walkthrough of the menu system. Okay, that would be a good next step. And then we'll hit the testimonial section. So we're in the back end again here, and there's this section here that says food menus. Go ahead and click on food menus. And you can see the items that I've already put in place. We've got our breakfast and our 2 breakfast items, our lunch and our 2 lunch items, and our dinner and our 1 dinner item. Now, if you click right here where it says menu selection, this is where I set up those different sections, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the little bit of text that went with it. So right here it says breakfast. Breakfast is served until 11 a.m. If you click on where it says breakfast, you can change some of the settings with it. So I can change the name that shows, the slug, and that's something that I'm not going to get into in this video. And you could change the little text on the hover. So say I wanted to change this to brunch. Brunch, and I would change this to brunch, all lowercase. And right here, I will change this to brunch. And then I'll scroll all the way down and click this update button right here. So it's going to go ahead and update that. And then I could go to the front end. I can click on refresh and I can scroll down. And you see it actually isn't showing it. That's because in the customizer, we linked the image to the section. Well, the section just changed. So I need to re-enable that section really quick. Let me go back into Customize. And I'm going to go back into theme options and then front page. And I'm going to relink that image up to the proper food section that we have right now. So it might have been best to show you all the rest of the menu functions, but that's okay. Theme options, front page, and you can see we got rid of breakfast. It was linked to breakfast, but now it's not linked to anything because we don't have a breakfast option. We have a brunch option now. So I'm going to change it to brunch, click Save and Publish. And then I'm going to get out of this customizer. I'm going to go to the front end of the website and then do another refresh. And you'll see now it says brunch and that little bit of information. So that's how we create these menu sections, and we can control the name of it and the information that gets on this bit of a hover here. Okay, so let me go back. So here it was brunch. So that's your menu sections, and you can have as many as you want, of course, and you can change the text to be whatever it makes sense. Now this little description actually also ends up in the menu. So if I went into the menu and I scrolled down, now it doesn't say breakfast, it says brunch because you only have to change it in one place and it changes everywhere. And then here's that little bit of text. The brunch is served until 11 a.m. Okay, so now let's look at the menu items. So under food menus, you can click on menu items. Now you can see it changed there as well, and here's our menu items. Now you can click in any menu item to edit it, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this smoked salmon one. Now remember, this is the menu item that had the image with it. So you can see I've got the name of my menu item right here, and I've got the description of the menu item right there, and also you can click on Add Media to add an image. I'll show you how to do that. And then right here, it says menu selection right here on the right. This is how when you create a menu item, you link it to a section of the menu. And so right here, we linked it up to the brunch. Okay, and that's pretty much how this is determined. But oh yeah, we can't forget, we also have the price right here. This is where you set the price. So if I didn't want that image, I would click on the image, and then I would click on delete. Let me move this text up. I'm going to go backspace, and then I'm going to click on update. So now when I look at the menu here, if I click on refresh, you're going to see this, this image is now gone. So if I click on refresh, now it's gone. I prefer it without the image personally, but it's up to you on what you want on your website. So you can see right here, I didn't put the $ in front of the 8. Let's go do that now. So that's the potato cake right here. And I'm going to change the price and just add my $. You could add whatever sign for whatever currency that you have. And I'm going to click on update. And as you can see on the front end, when I click on refresh, there you have it with the $. Okay. And if I wanted to change it from the brunch menu to the lunch menu, I can just check box lunch instead of brunch. And then I can click on update. And it's going to do its little update. Now when I click on refresh, you're going to see it move from here down to here. All right, so now you can see lunch has the 3 items. It's got this moved down there. Okay, so let's actually move that back to brunch because it's just a better brunch item. Click on update. Now I'm going to show you how to add a new item. So you can click right here where it says add one item. And let's call this a ham sandwich. How about that? Sandwich right there. And I'm going to make this $9. So we're going to go with the $. I like it with the $. It's up to you though. And I'm going to make that on the lunch menu, of course. And then I'm going to give a little description. All right, and then I'm going to click on publish. Now you can come up with a much better description than that for your meal items. I would just make mention that when you're adding descriptions, you're going to probably try to want them to all be similar in length. So you can see how this doesn't look good next to this, because this is a 3-line description. And you can see this description is getting down into 5 lines. So you kind of, for the aesthetics of it, you're probably going to want them to look, have a similar length of description. So when I click on refresh right now, you're going to see right here, it just doesn't fit right. So that's one thing that I would suggest, is to make sure your descriptions are similar in length. Okay, so say I'm on the lunch menu and I want the ham sandwich to actually be the first item. You can go back here and we're going to click on menu items. And when I scroll down a little bit, here's our lunch. Now you can see when I'm hovering over a row, you can see it's highlighted because this kind of pops up. But you see this kind of a directional plus sign with the arrows. That's because I can click and I can drag and drop it up to the top. So you saw ham sandwich was on the bottom. I just moved it to the top. Let me show you that again. I'll move this grilled cheese sandwich. I'm going to move it into the middle. Oh wait, let's get that there. There we go. Now it's in the middle. Ham sandwich, grilled cheese, and roasted turkey. And so that happens dynamically. Now what I need to do is click on Save New Order. Whenever you change the order, you got to, the order of the items, you need to click on Save New Order. So I'm going to click refresh, and you're going to see a ham sandwich. You're going to see the grilled cheese sandwich, and then the roasted turkey is going to be here on the bottom. That's how it should look. Let's see. Okay, so we got a little out of order. I'm going to have to fix that in a moment. So we've got our ham sandwich, our grilled cheese sandwich, and that right there. This is exactly how we wanted it. Look, I must have accidentally got these out of order. So you can actually change this section, the order of the sections right here where it says up, down. So I want my lunch in the middle. Oops, I clicked it too many times. Let me move lunch down. Now when you click it, you just got to give it a second and it will make the move and then refresh the page. So I'm going to click on Save New Order because I just needed to fix that. And we're back to brunch, lunch, and dinner. Let me do a refresh here. Brunch, lunch, and dinner. So there you have it. Now you can have as many menu sections and menu items as you want. On the home page, you're limited to linking to only 3. So those could be some of your main menu sections or something like that you want to do. But when someone clicks on menu, it's going to show them everything compiled together. But when you're on the home page, you'll see if you click on one of these, it's just going to show that section of the menu. See how it's just lunch, but then there's links down here to the other sections of the menu. So that's how the menu section works. It's pretty simple and straightforward. Moving on down, we've got this testimonial section. This is super easy. Let's go back into the back end, and you have this section right here that says testimonials, and we'll click on that. And I have the 2 testimonials here. Let's click into one of them. Right here you see is the name, and that gets used right here with the hyphen and then the name, and then just the testimonial right there. It's super easy to do that, and then click update. So if you wanted to add a new testimonial, it's very easy. All you have to do is click on add new, give the testimonial a name here, and this would be the, like I showed you, the name that shows underneath it, and then paste your testimonial text here. Click on publish, and it's going to immediately go out there, and instead of showing 2 testimonials, it will show 3 or reviews. And you don't necessarily have to use that section for testimonials. I know this says testimonials right here. You could use it for any kind of information that you would want to have slide across right there. It's totally up to you. Okay, now this section here is broken into these 3 columns, and these are what's known as widgets. Okay, so I'm going to show you the widget area and how to change that. So I'm going to go back here, and underneath appearance, there's a section that says widgets. And here are the widget areas listed on the right. On the left are the different available widgets for it. So we are going to look at right here the first front page widget area, the second and the third. Now when I click this little arrow here on the right, it's going to reveal the widget, and then I can click the little section on the right of that, and I can see where I can change out the text to be whatever I want. So that was the contact widget. And this one right here, let me do a drop down. This is actually what's called a custom menu, and I'm going to show you the menus in a moment, how to change what items are in a menu and what they link to. And then on the third one there is a special widget that will connect, allow someone to submit their email and have it shoot over to you. And so let me collapse those out. So that's how you're going to use this section. Like I said, you don't even need to have this widget area if you don't want it. It's up to you, and you can put whatever widgets you want in there. So right here, if I wanted a different widget in there, like say I wanted to put an image, I can drag and drop this over. If I wanted that OpenTable, the OpenTable integration right there, I can go right here, drop my OpenTable. Let's just say reservations, like that. I would enter the restaurant name and the OpenTable ID for your restaurant to link it up. I'll click on save, and then let me just remove this contact right here by clicking on delete. So now in that first section, I have the OpenTable widget. And when I refresh, we'll see it. Now, the only thing to keep in mind with these widgets is you kind of want them to be a similar height for the aesthetics of the site to look right. So if I refresh, then scroll down on the page here, you will see the reservation widget, and someone can just enter in a reservation right there. You know, it might have been cool, and I should have done this for you, is maybe to integrate this with Instagram. Have an Instagram widget here. There's actually several free Instagram widgets that you can get. Now this is the footer area, and you really only have these two footer sections right here, this one and this one right here. So let me go back up to appearance and then widgets. And that's the first footer and the second footer. Okay, this isn't the widget. I'll show you how to change that in a moment. So let's expand these. And so you can see the about is really just a bunch of text. And the second footer is this the specially formatted contact info widget. So I'm going to expand that, and here's how you change your hours, the address. You probably wouldn't want to show a map. It would make there be too much height, a phone number, and you could put your hours here and then click on save. And that's how you're going to change that there. And this widget's also used on the sidebar for the blog. I'll show you that right here. The main sidebar, this is on the blog pages. So if I was to scroll all the way up and click on news, this is essentially blogs. You can see it right here. We've got the reservation and the hours and info. So you see it right here. Here's the reservation widget again. And here is the hours and info. Now, I mentioned it a moment ago, for this OpenTable widget to work properly, you have to configure it for your restaurant's OpenTable page. Okay, so right here, you need to put your restaurant name and then your OpenTable restaurant ID. Now you can click right here and it will tell you how to get this ID. You just got to put that in there and you'll be fine. Now this is a free OpenTable integration, but the developer also has a paid version of this that has more features for multiple locations and stuff like that. It's up to you if you want to purchase that, but you get some more display options and content options if you have their paid version of this plugin. But if it's just one location, I'm sure the free one's going to work perfectly fine for you. If you do end up purchasing that, please click onto my website, click on the recommended page, and I'll have a link there that will take you over to their site to purchase it. That way they can know it came from me. So that's this sidebar area here. So now what I need to show you, I'm going to jump back to the home page. I'm going to show you how to change this and put either some text for your restaurant or put a logo in. It's whatever you want. And then I'll show you this menu section here, how to change the menu. And also there's this menu area right here. I'll show you how to do that as well. So let me go back, and then I am going to click on let's do this in the customizer actually, because you can make that change in the customizer. There's with WordPress, there's multiple places where you can change something. So the traditional way is you scroll down to settings and you click on general. Okay, and you can see here's the site title, which is what shows here in the logo area, and then here's a bit of text. This long bit of text right here is actually what's pulled all the way down here. So that's how you can decide what you want there. It's going to be your site title and your tagline. So right here, let's call it pizza, the best pizza around. I'm going to scroll down, click on Save Changes. And then I'm going to do my refresh, and you could see right here it changed to pizza place, and when I scroll down it changed to pizza place and the best pizza around. You would do that right here in the settings and then general. But let's go ahead and jump into the customizer. Now we're back in the customizer. We were in here maybe 10 minutes ago. The first option here is site title, tagline, and logo. So you can see this is a second place where I can change the same thing. What's nice about doing it in the customizer is usually it will refresh when it's working properly, and you can see it in real time. So if I change it to tacos, there you go. So you can have your site title be whatever you want. Now you can choose to also have there be a logo, and you would simply click on add logo, and then you can drag and drop your logo image across. It would need to be the same proper size to go in a header, which is I think 100 pixels in height, and you want to make sure it's going to look good on top of a dark colored background. Okay, so like for instance, if I chose just clicked on one of these images, which is probably not a good idea, you'll see the dimensions aren't right, and if I click set as logo, it's just not going to look too good. I could get rid of this text if I just wanted to show a logo by doing that. So you see how it doesn't look good. So you'll want to put something in there that's going to be the right size for your business, and it's going to look good on this black background. So I'm not going to have a logo. I'm going to just click on remove. But that's how you're going to put your logo in here, and you'll probably want to remove the text there if you are doing that. So let's make this what it was for the remainder of this tutorial. I'm going to click on Save and Publish. Now, while I'm in the customizer, let's take a look at some of the other options. Now, you can also manipulate these menu items here in the customizer, and I'll probably show you how to do that here. We could have done the widgets here, and static front page. Nope, we don't need to do anything there. Testimonials. Oh, this is actually kind of important. Let me scroll down. Sorry about that. On the testimonials, I showed you how to change the testimonials, but not this little bit of text on top of it. That's right here where it says testimonial page title. And I can have a little line of something underneath it by putting something right here. But I'm not going to do that. Let's see. So let's look at the menus. I'm going to scroll back up to the top. So this is going to be what's called our primary menu. And right here I can click on primary, and you can see I've got these 4 menu items. I can change the order if I wanted. So if I wanted reservation page to be the second menu item, I can just drag and drop it up there, and you can see it just changed for us. So let me put that back. I can add menu items right here by clicking add items. And it's asking me what do I want to add. So say I wanted to add a page. I would click here where it says pages. And say I wanted to add, these are pages that I've already created. Say I wanted to add that catering page. I can just click on the plus, and then it adds it right there. Okay, see how simple that was? And then I can unselect this add items. The panel goes away and we've got our catering, and I can move that around all that I want. But I don't actually want the catering there, so I can click this drop down off to the right and click on remove. And this is also where you would change what it said for the label. I can enter something in new, but I'm just going to click on remove because I don't really want that there. So that's this primary menu. Now let me go back and click on the services menu. And let me scroll down. That's this menu right here. And we can see we've got catering and reservations. And it's the same thing. I can click on add items. And I can say if I wanted to add the menu there as well, click on the plus. And then I've got the menu there as well. And you can see it might be faint, to kind of hard to see, but you can see it was added. And you can do the same thing. You can reorder. And you can you click on it to change the text that shows for the label, or just remove it altogether. And there you have it. That's how you're going to manipulate these menus. It's pretty simple. In the customizer, just click on menus right there. And we could have manipulated the widgets here. Maybe that's an easier way. We've got our 2 footer widgets. We've got our 3 widget areas in the that were down here, and it's all right here. So if I wanted to change something around, I can click on let's change the footer one, and that was this about one here. I can click there, then click on the little down arrow and start changing the text all that I want. Same goes for the footer area right here. So that's this right here. If I didn't want it to be say services, I could say add to it services for you, and you're going to see that change to services for you. And that's how you would change that. If I didn't want to show the services menu, but the same menu at the top, I would change this drop down to primary, because that's the primary menu, and you'll see it changed immediately to exactly what we have here, and you saw us change just a moment ago. And so you can manipulate the widgets here as well. We went through theme options. One thing I forgot to show you was to change this image here in the background of the footer. I really like that image. So you would click on theme options and then footer, and you can see it's right here. So I can remove and change it if I want. I can click on remove, and then I can click on select image, and I can change it to something else. So say I wanted that same dish item. Click on choose image, and you're going to see now it's that same item from the top. And you can see it has a dark layer, and then it's a little see-through, which is called opacity. I can adjust that if I want to see a little more. I would just go down to 60, and you'll see now you can see it a little bit more. But it's kind of hard to see the text on top of it. So if you had a dark image, maybe you'd want to go up to 60 or 40%. If you had a light image, you want to go to a higher number here, like the 80%. And I guess I actually didn't see it. This section right here can be removed, where it pulls that site name and the site description. Let's see what happens when I uncheck this. And it just makes it go away. So I think it looks better to have it there. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that. Oh, here's something, I guess, if you don't want to show the testimonial section, I guess I can click on that, and the testimonial section just goes away. Although I like the testimonials there, but it's up to you. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to click on Save and Publish, and then let's do a refresh. I like the testimonial area, so it would just go from the little info to the menu to the widgets, but you really need that testimonial area to kind of break the sections up. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back in. All right, and then let me do my save and publish. When you're making changes in the customizer, nothing gets committed. You have to click the save and publish button in order for it to go live. So I'm going to go back, and that covers pretty much all the changes that you would want to use the customizer for. Now I'm going to exit the customizer. I'm going to click on this X. I'm going to scroll up. So the menu page is dynamically generated based upon how we went over everything in the menu. It's dynamically generated, but I'm going to show you how to change this little bit of text here. There's a page essentially for the menu, and that's where we're going to do that. So I'm going to go to Pages, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on Menu. And you can see the menu is really only going to have this one line of text. And you see it right there. And that's the same line of text here at the top of the menu. All right, so let's go to News. Now, News is a dynamically generated page based on something called posts. And this right here is a post. It's called a blog post. So let me go back and then click on Posts. And you can see we have the one post right there, and that's what we see right here. You can easily add new posts. Now, you would use posts for some current information, maybe a special promotion, and maybe adding a new menu item, or maybe if you host a special event or some of the great things you do in the community, that would be for your posts. And it's real simple. You would just go ahead and click to add a new post. You would just click on Add New, or you can click on Add New right here. And all you have to do is give your post a title, put some information in, and your posts are going to look good if you have what's called a featured image. You're really going to want to do that. So, okay, let's just say our new event. You can register today. And then you can create categories for your posts. So right now I only have food. If I wanted to create a new one, I would click this little plus here that says Add New Category. And I would say Events for this one. And then click the button that says Add New Category. And it's going to add it here, and it's going to be checked. And if you continue to scroll down, here's where we can set a featured image. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'll just go ahead and choose this one. It's the only other really large image I have. And I'm going to click on Set Featured Image. And so now that's there. And if I scroll up and click on Publish, that's pretty much all I need to do to create a new blog post. And you're going to see it's automatically going to end up in the news section. So all I have to do is click on Refresh here. And here it is. Here's the image. See how just beautiful the blog looks on this site. Here's the title, and here was the information. We obviously didn't have a lot of information. But if you had a lot, someone could just click on the image or click on the title here, and that would actually take them inside the blog post where there's the sharing options, and there's a section where they could leave a comment for you. So that is the blog section. Now, I think it's great to have a blog section. I would like to encourage you to have a blog section, but you can remove this link and not have a blog section if you don't want it. But if you do have a blog section, make sure you actually use it and post on it. So all that's left is this Reservations tab, and this is a page on the website. Now let me go and show you. I'm going to go back to Pages, and then I'm going to click on Reservations. Now, some of the things with the reservations right here is we've got this section here, and then we have that same sidebar that shows on the blog. Okay, so here is the little bit of text above the form. Here's a little short code for the form. Now I'm going to show you how to manipulate that form in a moment. Okay, but right here it says templates, and it says page with sidebar. So if you see, this is called a page with a sidebar. You have the info here and a sidebar here, but you just might want it to not have that sidebar. You can go here and change this from page with sidebar to default template, and now it's not going to have that sidebar anymore. Now, one of the negatives of the free version of the OpenTable is the only way you can show this is if it's in a sidebar or a widget area. So there's no way to show this just in the page content unless you buy the paid version. Now, not a knock on the developers. They're very generous even doing this. It's free. There's no cost. So if you need that functionality, you don't want to show the sidebar, you can just go and buy the plugin. I don't think it's that much money. It's like 30 or 40 bucks or something like that. So anyways, you see on the reservations page, I've got this form that I created for you. So actually, let me update this. And that'll update in a moment. If I refresh that reservations page, you're going to see this sidebar is no longer there. And you're going to see the width of these fields go the full width of the page. And there it is. So you can just have it be like this. But this would be if you wanted to process these forms yourself. Or these reservation requests. So I created that form in a plugin called Ninja Forms. It's very useful form building tool, and you can build some advanced forms with it. So let's go take a look at that right now. It's right here where it says Forms. I'm going to click on that, and you're going to just see the form that I created, and I named it Reservations. It's right here. When you default install the plugin, it's going to create this contact form for you. And here's that short code. Remember I said, oh, here's the short code for the form? This is where that short code comes from. Now I'm going to click into this form right here by clicking on the title, and you're going to see how I have it formatted. So here on the right column, you have all those form fields: name, email, party size. Now I can expand these to reveal different options for it. So for instance, name, I can expand it. You see right here, it's just a text box. I can change the label of the field right there. And here's some more options. So restriction settings, I can do a drop down there. And if I wanted this to be a required field, I would just click on the box here that says required, and now it's a required field. Let me pull that up, and then you could just save your changes. So that's pretty much what I did there. The other one was this party size, and that's this drop down. Let me show you how to change that. Okay, I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to click on party size, and it's a list. I'm going to click on the drop down to show my options. And you can see right here is my options that I put. Now I can reorder these by clicking and dragging right here on the right of an item. So if I wanted 6 people to be at the top, there you go. If I wanted to add a new item, I would just click Add New, and it should add a blank one right here, and I can put my label, and I can keep adding as many as I want. Now, what's important with any kind of a form builder is you need to tell it where the heck to email this information. And in Ninja Forms, you do it right here where it says Email and Actions. So let's go ahead and click on Email and Actions. This is just a warning because I made a change and didn't save it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to lose those just 2 little changes I made. Now we need to create an email action, and that's essentially where this form's going to go. So I'm going to click on Add New. And what we need to do here is we can give it a name. We can just call it email. That's fine. And then right here, we need to say what this action is. And it's just an email. But you can also, when someone submits the form, send them to a different page. That's called a redirect. And you can also set a success message. That means that when someone submits the form, it'll say some information back to them, like, thank you for submitting this form. So I'm going to click on email. And right here, you would say, so this is you receiving this email from the person that submitted it. So I might want the email that I received to show the person's name that they listed. So I'm going to put that there. Actually, let me delete both and then put name. So now when someone submits the form, I'm going to receive an email, and it's going to show me their name. And then the email address, it shows that it came from. So I might want this to show that it came from the email address that the person put in. Here's the most important one. Where does this form information go? And this is where you're going to want to put your info. There. And the text that you want to see as the subject line, reservation request maybe. Reservation request. And then right here is where we would say what we want in the email that we receive. Now you're going to want right here, all the fields is what I would assume it's the easiest. So I'm going to click on insert all fields. And what this is going to do is now when you receive the email, it's going to show the name of, it came from the name of the person that submitted the form. It's going to show it came from their email. It's going to have a subject line that says reservation request. And the contents of the email are going to be all the information that they filled out in the form. So I'm going to scroll down and click on save. And that's pretty much it. Now we've configured what happens where this email goes. Now I'm going to click back to lists. This is going to take me back to the emails and actions. I might want to add another action that says, thank you for submitting this contact form or something like that. So let's say success message. Success message. This is going to be a success message. And right here, for your request, we will get in touch with you shortly. And then click on save. You can have it say whatever you want. You could actually do some tricked out stuff. You could say thank you and then put the name field that they've submitted. Thank you, John, or whatever they put in there. You know, we just we'll contact you later today at this email address. You can have it be whatever you want by inserting specific fields. Actually, here, I can show you real quick. So it said, thank you for your request. I'm going to put a space, and I'm going to use this drop down. It's going to be the name, and then I'm going to insert that field. So now it will say thank you, and then the name that they put in for your request. So you can make it a little more tricked out, a little more personable. So I'm going to click on save, and that is it right there. So I think I've covered everything. I know on the home page, when you scroll down, there's this, oh, darn it, I got rid of it. There was the catering, how to add new pages. So if I go to pages, we're going to see the catering page right here. And it's essentially, I just added a new page. And I showed you how to add items to the menu. So all that there is to creating a page is giving it a title, the info you want, and if you want, you could set up a featured image. Now, it's really nice to set up the featured image. Let me show you that catering page because it looks like, let's see, open in a new tab. Okay, there we go. There's my catering page. So when you do a featured image, it just adds it there. And I think it adds that special touch to your website, and it makes it look even greater. So you can create like an About Us page, and then maybe have a picture of some of the staff, or maybe some of the cooks or something like that, and then have some information about you. You can do a lot of fun things like that with the pages, but that's all there is to adding a new page is give it a title and everything, and then choose your featured image. So anyways, I know this was a little longer than an hour. I'm trying to get them under 60 minutes, but even if it was 90 minutes, you're going to end up with this amazing website that's going to show you in an amazing light. You didn't have to pay for anything but a hosting fee, and everyone has to pay for that anyway. You have this powerful menu system that you can easily go in and change things around because I'm sure your menu changes from time to time, and you want to add new items. It has a gorgeous blog section where you can add current events or different things that are changing in your restaurant. You can have OpenTable integration, and guess what? None of this costs you anything. So what I'm going to ask you to do now for me is to take this video, if you're watching it on YouTube, and give a thumbs up on the video and leave a comment, because when you do those things, Google interprets it as this is a popular video and it will show it to more people, and that's how you could spread the word. Or you can take this video and share it on Facebook, on Twitter. If you're part of any associations, share it there as well. Now, if there's anything that I didn't cover that you want changed, and I already know the first thing I'm going to get asked is how to change this gold color, go ahead and head over to my blog, my website. There's a link below, and go to the specific page for this video. You can easily find it by going to 60minutewebsitechallenge.com. Go there, and there's a comment section, and you can ask me there, and then I will give you whatever needs to be changed to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. Or if you have a problem, you could go there and I'll tell you how to fix it. You can also ask on YouTube, but I like those customizations over on my website, because if you want it, I'm sure someone else wants it, so I can put the whatever instructions there and everyone can benefit from it. So thank you for your support in watching this video. I am proud of you, and if you've implemented this for your restaurant, tell me about it. I want to know. I want to see what you've accomplished, so I could just be proud of you and the work that you've done based upon the work that I've done. So thanks again for watching this video, and here's to your success.